that this moment is so ready. I'm so grateful. Isn't it amazing? This moment is so ready. I don't got to do shit.
You want me to stay here in
And
case there's
this,
things to do?
sure,
Okay.
or if you're comfortable there, you can also go back. I think it should be fine.
Yeah. Don't mind.
I have so grateful and so lucky. We're recording stuff. Hi. And so sweet, those willing to help. I mean, this moment just knows how to take care of itself, knows how to show up for itself. I love what I love about satsang is that we're not starting satsang. It's not like, hi, this video is starting. No, no, no. It's all you've ever experienced. And how sweet that we get to just notice, that we get to just, a lot of times we don't notice that harmony, uninterrupted harmony of being, the well being, the kindness that is this moment, always present, not once interrupted. A lot of times we don't notice it innocently. And that's also part of the harmony. Not saying any of that's wrong or any of that's bad. Also, perfectly harmonious, the immeasurably precious perfection of all that is. And how cool that we get to stop for a moment and notice. Like, be willing to just notice the support that's present without it having to begin, without it having to be something that's staged or something that's created or something that you've manifested or something that you've had to evoke, but just, the couch you're sitting on, the pillow you're sitting on, the floor holding the couch. Like to be willing to be loved so deeply by couch, by chair, by floor, by chewing, by oxygen, by yumminess. Like this beloved here on this lap. What's this beloved's name again? Bella, beloved Bella, little precious long haired chihuahua, sitting on mama's lap without a care in the world, like a tway in the way. Without a care in the world. So willing to be completely held by them legs. So willing to be completely held by this moment. And how sweet that that's something that we could explore and 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 get curious about and experiment with, you know? It's like a full-on direct experience of the well-being that is this moment. Is such a sweet gift we can give to ourselves. A sweet gift that we can notice is forever given. So in satsang and this time together, I love that there's just a sweet invitation to be willing to be present just as you are. Be willing to notice how present you already are. Hmm. So it's wonderful that we can be in the adventure of making ourselves present. Anyone want to share like what that looks like when if you've ever been in a time where you've tried to make yourself present? Maybe some breathing, which is awesome. None of this is wrong again, but it's so fun. Breathing. What else? Affirmations. I am the present moment. I am present. My mind is present. I am loving awareness. Be present, bitch. Or I'm gonna take this little ketamine and be a little present. Or I'm gonna do some ayahuasca or some iboga. Really get present. Or I'm gonna have a physical experience to really make me present. It's so wonderful. And how sweet to consider that you've only ever been present, that you are the present moment itself. The thought of you comes and goes in this solid presence that you are. The story of you comes and goes, and this solid presence that you are. And coming and going is a really funny term because nothing ever comes, nothing ever goes. But it's fun to look at it that way as we get familiar with the stability of awareness. Because we've somehow, in the dream, I don't know if it's true in this second, it could be completely different. I am not holding this world in any box, this species in any blocks, in any box. Maybe it's totally done, and we're not at all doing this. But for fun, the possibility that maybe we've set up a society that is completely designed to distract us. Maybe society was set up by a mind that does what mind does, constantly attempt to refuel its existence, constantly attempt to justify its existence. A society that gives us every opportunity to distract, every opportunity to avoid. It's like, no, don't feel that. Don't feel this. Don't have those thoughts. Don't live like that. Don't be like that. Don't do that. Don't take that. Don't snort that. And again, has its place. This is not saying that any of that is wrong, but it's so sweet to recognize that we have other options available to us. The option I'm interested in, and that's in alignment with the context of us being here together, is this freedom option. Freedom, always present option. How that freedom option can look in the scope of doing something is not a doing. So, if mind's three favorite activities are to indulge in itself, to avoid itself, or to attempt to replace the dream of itself, the option to just allow everything to be itself is the freedom option. Find something in this space, an object, and you beloveds at home, find an object and notice how it's totally itself. Whether it be a pillow or a chancleta or this guy, a Buddha from TJ Maxx. So cool. The popcorn. I mean, it's so sweet, right? Our thoughts, like, how wonderful. It's like we could totally just allow, like, to stop the war of needing the moment to be different, or as Byron Katie says, having an argument with reality where we lose only 100% of the time. Not that we sometimes win, no, bitch. We lose 100% of the time. So kind. And how kind. Don't you love being in the presence of someone who's just not trying to change one little hair on your chinny chin chin? Unless you're my Cuban grandmother. Since I was 8 years old, I was plucking her chin hairs. Ah, Sigli, por favor, please pluck my chin. But she asked me what was chin. I was a naughty little boy. She said, well, how do you say chin in English? And I said, punani. So I was the kid playing with my friends, and my Cuban grandmother about to go to her Tupperware or her church meeting or whatever she was doing. Ah, Sigli, please come block my punani. My friends are like, what? Very intimate family. That's not your mama's side song. Or your grandma's side song. But how sweet to be in the presence of someone just receiving you, just as you are, who's not looking to change what's happening with your emotional body, not looking to change what's happening with your mental projections or what's going on physically, but a moment of just, you're so welcome here as you are. So welcome, just as your mind is, just as you think your mind is. So welcome here, just as your body is, and just as you think your body is. So welcome here, just as your cosmology is, just as you think your cosmology is. So welcome here, whatever planet you think you're on, whatever state you think you're in, whatever room you think you're in, whatever dimension you think you're in. Isn't it amazing the confidence we have that we're in the third dimension and we're in Superior in Colorado, third planet from the sun? Wondrous, none of it ever true. Just because we call something something doesn't make it that. It's only called that. Anyone like to share something that you've been calling something? That we think is so real. Maybe if we're on a spiritual path, we'll say that a ego identity is something. Something, because then it's like, if it's something, then it's something I need to dissolve, something I need to question. Tell me, beloved. Oh, yeah, let's grab the microphone. Pass the mic.
So I've been noticing the first year, maybe year and a half of sitting with your set songs, I was still identifying and pretty confident that I had this thing called imposter syndrome. But I noticed that the more I sat with you and the more I listened and digested, processed the message, that I did not need to identify with that label. And it just no longer is so. It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful
I
thing.
so love hearing that.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. Thank you.
You're so welcome, love. So very welcome.
So we went to Michael's birthday party on Saturday night. So Michael's everybody here knows Michael, but for the people who are listening, not now, but later. Still now. Yes, a different now. The other now.
Just
he had playing acoustic guitar, had all his equipment and stuff like that.
Right.
So I a few weeks before, he wanted to record. And he wanted to record it. He didn't know how to do it. So we spent the day kind of figuring that out.
I love that.
And I'm like, send me text me if you need any help or whatever. And so I never got a text. And so I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's his birthday party. And I get there and I see all the equipment and my brain kicks in because I did that for 13 years. And I'm just
Right.
like, that probably shouldn't be there. That's I don't know. It looks like he's in a fortress. He's surrounded by technology. He's got his friend there. His beer's over there. It's right next to his computer. Is he recording? Is it going out the way we said? Why is his computer in the middle of the fucking floor where people are carrying beers? Like all this shit was running because that's all the stuff I think of.
Right.
And he was fine.
And he was fine. I love it.
It was like, who owns the equipment? The answer is not me. Like this is happening more and more because I'm able to be like, wow, look at that shit.
Right. So
Holy
much
crap.
space. Yes.
We're sitting at the table. We were at the same table. And I was like, just like, none of that's mine. And he's as gleeful and happy as I don't know, Foghorn Leghorn. If you've ever met Michael, you know what I mean. Happy as a clam. Nothing happened.
Well, how
Like
wonderful,
nothing,
right?
like as in nothing happened to his equipment that I thought might happen or get it out of the way.
Right. And
And
then
I
what
was just
your
like,
experience sitting there?
yeah.
Right? How did your body feel sitting there without having to be caught up in all those
It was
thoughts?
funny. It was just
Right?
there was some. It was sort of in and out of caught. Like, oh, maybe I should tell him. And I was just like, it's his.
Right.
Oh, maybe I should.
Right.
Oh, it's his.
Right.
It's just like over and over
And then you
over.
notice, and then sometimes it's like it's not even a thought, and there you are, right next to him, telling him,
Yeah.
sharing something.
And my body's
that.
my body and mind are like conditioned when I'm in breweries and hearing acoustic guitar people that I help figure shit out for.
Yeah.
And bing, my roadie hat goes on. It's like, oh, that's the roadie hat.
Hi, roadie hat.
Hi, roadie hat. So it was fine.
So
But I could
good.
see it. Like I was
You
more
could see it.
identified with the stillness and
Right.
like, oh, biology's doing a thing that's conditioned to do because I conditioned it that way, which kept me safe and, well, not really safe when I gigged.
Right. How wonderful.
Whatever.
Yeah, I so love that. So beautiful.
Mine did it. Mine
And
was
then
doing a
again,
thing.
you get to be there and receive the music and be in the and be with the moment, and not caught up in the, oh, am I gonna do this? Like, should I say this? Should I do this? Or, oh no,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen with that thing? Which is again is fine too, but yay options.
Yeah.
Yay options.
And now that I kind of examine it more as like a thing, I wasn't making any of the thoughts wrong. Like, you should go away. You should go away. You should go away. It was
Exactly.
like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look
Right.
at that. And it stayed as long as
that's
it stayed.
resting as awareness. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, it's wondrous. It's like we think that, it's so, and I love that we have the wonderful, let's say, what's one of the most popular perceptions that we were born. That's very popular.
I have a name.
that we're alive. That's super popular. Oh, so good. I love it.
Here's a good one. I have to do something in order to be of value.
Right. Yeah, especially if you were born, especially if you're alive.
Yep.
You gotta do something. Now it's time to do something. We were born, or that our soul, that there's something called a soul, that it's inside of a body, and that we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Wonderful. Such a wonderful religion. Wondrous. You like this, don't you? Don't you? It's so very sweet as we get more familiar with, and again, this is not making any of that wrong, but how powerful to recognize that we always have the option. It doesn't matter where anyone is. If there's any thought of anyone anywhere, it's like in this moment, we're either emphasizing the experience of separation intelligence, Nothing wrong with it. What a joy. I love me some separation consciousness. Oh my goodness. Especially when I'm boom baba like a swing ding ding. Okay. So ain't nothing wrong with that. Have fun. And you can play with, the degree of, okay, I want more spaciousness. I want more, you know. But it also the option where we can be in our everyday lives, in our everyday clothes, in our everyday underwear, in our everyday no underwear, however it feels good to you. And and here we are as awareness itself, just as natural as our nose, just as natural as our as whatever we feel is most human about us. The poem that came through called Human Beautiful, celebrating, you know, that human isn't limited to what we think human is, but maybe vast, aware, unbounded, loving intelligence is also just as human as a thumbprint, as a fingerprint, as a soul print. And then we discover what it's like to live the moment through our story of what we think is happening, who we think we are, what we think we need to go, what we think our body's doing, what we think our energy body's doing, what we think our chakras are doing, how many cords do I need to cut? Oh, I got my cords cut, but I bet she missed a cord. I bet that one particular chord, I bet she missed it because you know wondrous, wondrous. And how wonderful that in the world of projection and the superimposition, the Tron grid that we think is happening, how what an adventure. It's like a cosmic cow lick. Every time you got that shit down, bing, pop right back up. Oh, now this. Oh, now this. Oh, I thought my life was perfect. Now this. So I finally got this done. Oh, now this. And finally had the right thoughts. Oh, now this. I finally reached nirvana. Oh, now this. Finally did. Wondrous. It's so very perfect. And in the moment of the willingness, so getting familiar with the well-being that is, a way to get familiar is to stop and allow the whole universe to be itself, which is just allowing the mind to be itself. I'll say allow the mind, allow the body, allow the your beloveds, allow the room, allow the cosmos, allow Saturn, allow Jupiter, allow. And it's fun, but it's just the mind, body, mind, Jupiter, mind, just a thought, dimension, wondrous thought. So very sweet. But in a moment, it's like, the rest here, the space here, the option here, the freedom here, already present. Has anyone ever been in the video game that you had to create freedom? No? Nobody? I love it. I saw. Well, our life as a video game. The right, Pac-Man, Super Mario Brothers gotta save the princess. Dun, 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 dun. Hi, Super Mario brother. Satnam, Satnam, Yoshi, Satnam, Yoshi. Shaka Khan, Donkey Kong. So my drag queen self heard Shaka Khan, but you said Donkey Kong. I love it. Yes, Donkey Kong. You know, if you haven't done this yet, I invite you. You're in a safe space. I invite you to, in this moment, for a couple seconds, test it out. Then you can jump right back on it. But in a moment, be willing to completely fail at ever achieving anything. And I'm more be willing to completely fail at ever achieving, ever achieving anything, ever achieving peace. Are people still achieving things? Would anyone like to share and if something that feels like you need to get over, or that you need to clarify, or that you need to dissolve, or that you need to ascend, or that you need to or that you need to, what's another thing we want to do? Overcome. Over Climb every mountain. Yeah. And well, one thing that I also want to share and be very clear about is that this is not about one person or this person or that person. This is all of us. We're not just one in consciousness. We're not just one in divinity. We're not just one in the cosmic love jacuzzi of infinite love and intelligence. We're also one in the complete absurdity of mind. We're also one in believing of a mind that believes its thoughts, and a mind that cannot help but generate and generate story after story, world after world, universe after universe, hilarity after hilarity. I know, well, that's where Jim always sits. That's so good. No, please don't try to be quiet. You better laugh. I mean, this is hilarious. And also how sweet that, oh my God, this is one heart here with itself. You're not alone if there is this achieving. Mind can forever achieve. The invitation here is to consider that maybe that's not only you. There's the achieving mind, that's its nature. That never needs to stop. Mind wanting something to be different, mind wanting to, and that's so what an adventure. It's wondrous. But we don't notice that there's also total fulfillment here. And we don't notice that we have the option to either be informed by false evidence appearing real, or to discover what it's like to be available. That's why available is my favorite word. To be informed by the wisdom of our being. It's like our lives already informed, but how fun to discover, oh my goodness, who's speaking? Who's put my hands there? Who's moving? Who's dancing? Who's arting? Who's singing? Who's loving? Who's walking? What's here? You're not just your name. I love your name. I love every name except for Myrtle. Myrtle. I don't know what divine consciousness was thinking when they were like, let's make people called Myrtle. I'm just kidding, Myrtle. That's actually my absolute favorite name. Myrtle. Names are so fun, right? Sauerkraut. I mean, these names, Lord have mercy. No offense to any Myrtles out there. Or sauerkraut. I'm sorry, sauerkraut. But it is fun to consider that we can say what was so 10 minutes ago, the 80s way, was that there was this thing called a mind, and this thing called a pain body, and this thing called an ego, and this thing called conditioning, and this thing called programming, and this thing called something, and that it was like these, you know, Christmas lights that were completely tangled up, and life just went right in front of us. All right, do your best job at trying to untangle these Christmas lights. And we get real busy. And we get all the gear. We go to REI. And we get all the gear. And we go to this workshop and that workshop. And all of us, I mean, what did it say? Nisargadatta said. What Nisargadatta? Nisargadatta. Oh no, my favorite is that Lady Gaga's a Ramana Maharshi devotee. Ra ra Ramana, ra ra Ramana, ra ra Ramana. I mean, but Nisargadatta did say at one point, if the translation was correcto mundo, that everything is necessary, and you can feel this in your own experience, is all necessary until it's not. I mean, what a gift. All of it is necessary until it's not. That's why I say it's all permission slips. It's all permission slips because it's all necessary until it's not. If you're resonating with taking and going and getting a theta healing session, amazing. If you're resonating with getting your chakras rebalanced, you're resonating with going and getting a regression therapy or having a surrogate sexological body worker to help with this. And I mean, look how do all the infinite ways this moment gets to love itself. Oh, there's all kinds of options. It's lovely. Have you noticed how much this moment loves itself? This moment wants to love itself like this. I mean, you talk about what's that Usher song about in the kitchen and the table and the bar and the this universe is like this, and like I'm gonna love myself like this, like this, like this. I'm gonna love myself as a North Face vest. I'm gonna love myself. I'm gonna love myself. This moment loves itself every possible way. Every it's wondrous. We are in the total overflowing waterfall, gushing waterfall of an infinite moment, ecstatically, orgasmically, orgiastically enjoying it's oneself. I mean, it's so very wondrous. And even as we are engaged, so let's say you have 12 hyperbaric chamber sessions. You've already booked them on Grubhub. Wonderful. Wait, no, Groupon. You were like, hold up. So we probably are in the timeline where Grubhub is that and Groupon's something else. It's like at any moment in the direct experience of the modality, of the healing, of the tuning forks, of the subwoofers, of the bio yarn getting its work done, you can stop and notice what's here also, what's naturally whole, what's present. In other words, I'm speaking to the recognition that peace is not dependent on anything changing in the projection, in the hologram. Peace is always available, regardless of what adventure the body goes on. Have you know? I love how this guy was a Gangaji said nobody makes it. So sweet. Ain't nobody ever made it. Ain't nobody gonna make it. What an adventure. and and to have the experience, but to notice also what's still here. What hasn't moved? What hasn't been born? How sweet you can answer the question, where were you born? How were you conceived? What part of you was never born? What part of you was never conceived? Where did you die? How did you die? What part of you never died? So alive, this that you are, this moment that you are. This vastness that you are, this stability that you are. Same stability. It's like if I say hello, Ramana Maharshi, yes. Hello, Nisargadatta, yes. Hello. Who else? Hello, Gangaji. Hello, Neem Karoli Baba. Hello, Krishnamurti. Hello, Mr. Rogers. Hello, Infinite Self. Hello. What a gift that thoughts get to appear in you. Positive thoughts, negative thoughts, neutral thoughts get to have a delightful self-release. And this golden, spacious giggle that you are, this infinite giggle that you is. How wonderful. Oh my gosh. When I have sessions with beloveds, present to all the experiences and to all the words, and also all anyone is ever saying is, look how aware I am. Doesn't matter the content. Look how aware I am. And look how free I am. And as this freedom, look how willing I am to have every experience. So free. So willing. I love the word willingness too. Oh my goodness. It's so kind. Have you been exploring with the word willingness in your lives? What's your experience? Anyone care to share? And can you pass the microphone? Anyone? How willingness has been beneficial in your experience? Maybe something you weren't willing in the past, and all of a sudden a willingness has appeared, and the balm of willingness. If you haven't explored willingness just yet, I invite you to get a little curious about it. Mm-hmm.
At work, there's a particular person who I try hard to listen, and the sheer volume of what comes out, I don't know what to listen to, and then I'm asked for a response, and it would piss me off. You know? And so when she's in the middle of something, I would say, stop, right. Like it
in your head or out loud?
No, out loud. I would say, what, stop, because I wasn't finished with a thought, and then she wasn't finished with a thought, and then I interrupted her, and then she would interrupt me, or we'd both be silent, and then neither one of us would know what to do. And then she wrote me in Teams in our team chat about this long thing about I don't think you should. I don't understand why you tell me to stop. Blah blah blah. This and that. And just in that moment, I stopped, and I was like, you're right. I've been feeling it too. I'm not quite sure what to do. This is what happens when I hear it, and I can look for other things to do, like other ways to hear you.
So there's a willingness to hear
there was
other
the
ways.
willingness to be like, wow, they just showed up on my doorstep. And I was like, I've been feeling it too. I just didn't say anything. I just figured we're kind of muscling through, but it's entirely changed how we communicate with each other.
Awesome.
We're both a little more sensitive to, not like standoffish sensitive, but we're
Right.
both more aware
Yeah.
of how we communicate
Right.
and sort of the load that we each can bear in a conversation, and like that.
Right.
That's strategy. But it was like, yep, you got it. Yep. What do we
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
I don't
How
know what to do.
willing. So willing
Yep. And it
to
just,
explore another way of meeting it, another way of facing it.
yeah.
Um,
And then there isn't the tension before the meeting, and then tension during the meeting, and then, oh, I'm so glad it's after.
right. Right.
That's all very, very low, if any.
Powerful. And this speaks to that internal willingness, right? You know, willingness for attention, willingness for
Yep.
experience, willingness for sensation, you know, willingness for all kinds of different things.
Yeah. And
You know?
instead of stop, it's a willingness to ask for clarity. I think I
Right.
heard this, and this. Is that, did I hear you?
Right.
And then that's changed things.
So yeah, I mean, how beautiful the space that willingness offers, and the options that willingness offers, you know, and never wanting to experience. It's like not the good kind of fist moment. It's a closed intelligence. But in the willingness and the openness is a goodness. in the openness, you're so available. The intelligence that you are is available. You know, I like a sentence that came through many years ago, just in this moment, that this moment knows how to respond to itself. And we get to experience that over and over again. I mean, this moment, so good at responding to itself in our willingness, in our openness, in our availability, instruments of the intelligence, that body's instrument, mind, intellect, instrument, strategies, instruments. You know, everything is used, everything is infused with the wisdom that is your nature, the wisdom that you don't have to create, that you don't have to evoke, that you don't have to call upon or manifest. Wisdom, inseparable from awareness itself. Peace, inseparable from awareness itself. Wholeness, inseparable from awareness itself. Anyone have something you'd like to explore or a question? We have a few more minutes before we finish tonight's satsang. Or something that you heard that resonated. Yeah? Micrófono, por favor.
That last part about willingness is just really
Nice.
landing here and make me realize I've got wounds around that. And
Yeah.
and willingness used to be like a big part of my vocabulary, and I was trained out of it in a long-term relationship that I was in.
Okay.
That person, I would use that word willing, and it was shamed. And so I'm feeling this desire to explore that and reclaim that in some way.
Yeah. Oh, that's powerful. Yeah.
So that came up for me. So thank you.
Yeah, you're so very welcome. So very welcome. I know. I mean, gosh, especially being in conscious communities, spiritual communities, the innocence of mind co-opting and corrupting all these phrases and words that have come out of such honesty or innocence or clarity or wisdom or consciousness, and then the innocent blind spot of not recognizing the tendency mind has to corrupt and co-opt and make a religion out of everything. You know, there are fundamental Advaita Vedantists. There are fundamental Zen masters. There are fundamental, not just limited to Christianity, not just limited. There are fundamental shamans, where it's anything that was so pure and open can get caught up and then be used against us. It's like you've heard people do it with Bible verses and not just Bible verses, the Course in Miracles. Well, the Course says, or even the work of Byron Katie, is that true? You turn it around. Question that thought. There's so many of them. It's so innocent, but and then for a moment, like, how sweet if it resonates to just give everyone a get out of jail free card for a moment. Everyone doing the best they can for the minds they got, the beliefs they have, like just the compassion of, oh, beloveds, sweetie pies, precious ones, sweethearts. Oh my goodness. The strategies, the manipulation, all in the name of God, all in the name of love. Not to mention the carnage, the tragedies throughout time, throughout the ages. Not condoning any of that, not making any of that right. But how sweet that in this moment we can see it for what it is. As we are, see it for what it is, knowing who we are and letting the shine of who we are outshine any sense of another, any sense of them, any sense of time. But the full responsibility, oh, whose job is it to be love? Here. Whose job is it to see what really is? Here. No thought has ever been that strong to put any kind of dent in this. That has never been told. No group of thoughts have ever been that strong. And consider that maybe a group of thoughts is but still one thought, happening and dissolving now. There's never been a group of thoughts. Or many thoughts. It's one thought about many thoughts. Wondrous. And regardless if thought appears to be present or not, notice directly, cognizant, uncontrived, knowing, uncontrived, aware intelligence. Hmm. Patrick, would you like to sing us a song?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, 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 yeah. If you want, you can. Oh, yeah. Sing wherever you like. This is an interesting setup. I said sing wherever you like, wherever you feel comfortable. If you'd like to come up here, that'd be awesome for everyone to see you. Oh, you could totally use this mic. Wappa, wappa, wappa. Can someone maybe bring that chair over for him? That blue chair.
weird to be up here next to you.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I love weird.
Love weird. Weird's cool. What's that? Bought tickets. I don't know if it's going to get into that, but we'll see. This song is called Providence. I love that chord. Somebody said you could hear one guitar chord and then you'd be dead.
That's the one. Play it.
No idea. F something. Something like that. Walking streets, I see the stars. I know you're looking too. Maybe our eyes will choose to land on the same bright dew and balance out these things least known to man. Give us some time to make amends. It's morning once again in our sky. Maybe we'll hear the sound as dawn goes by and think about the things we missed before. Remember prayers made for us all. Shadows long with fading light, the journey over now, with providence and peace of mind. Walking streets, I see the stars in our sky. Maybe they are the sound as dawn goes by. Streets under the stars, they were never ours. Those streets under the stars, they were never ours.
Thank you.
That song was about, oh, hey.
I wasn't feeling good. I was taking care of the baby.
Oh, thank you so much, Patrick. I'm so excited for the clear way that whatever the next expression of the green screen is going to be so satsangi. This is not something that ends. This is not something that begins. This is our everyday life. Our everyday life. Whatever the next expression is, it's exalting the space it's appearing in. Whatever the next stream of thoughts are, exalting the next, not the next, exalting this, this that is, this moment that is. Whatever the next stream of sensations are, exalting this awareness. Thoughts, feelings, sensations. Self-releasing. Self-releasing, leaving no trace. Like riding on the surface of water. But this moment, who you are, reliable, trustworthy, inexhaustible. Thank you so much for this, Satsa. Such a joy. I want to invite beloveds watching, if you'd like, go to my website, ruiz.com, for explorations and self-realization mentorship. And also go to leafanddivine.org if you're curious about ayahuasca ceremonies. Ayahuasca ceremonies celebrating the medicine, celebrating indigenous wisdom, and celebrating that which is never touched by the medicine. Celebrating that which all medicine is at the feet of. This that is. Also invite you to an Aloha Huasca retreat. If you're watching this before April 12th, before March 19th, where we start our first prep Zoom call, group Zoom call. We have like a few spots left. So if it's a calling, if it resonates, go to myprivateceremony.com and you can find all the info about our 5-day ayahuasca retreat in Kauai. So that's going to be really sweet. All right, loves, thank you so much. I love you. could someone help me press the button?
Which one gets pressed?
Hold up. What the?
Sound devotee was off.
The sound devotee was off.